Hello and welcome to the Ladies European Tour and to the south coast of Spain for the season ender. The Andalucía Costa del Sol Open de España, presented by Oysho, held at the Par 72 Real Guadalhorce Club de Golf for the second year running. There was more than just the €700,000 prize money up for grabs. The race to be crowned Order of Merit champion coming down to the wire.
That is an incredible golf shot.
That's pretty good.
And in for a one. When you're hot, you're hot. Mimi Rhodes, have a year.
Singapore's finest has done it again. Shannon wins her second Ladies European Tour title.
Rhodes has stolen onwards. Graduation day for Mimi Rhodes.
Local eyes, though, very much on this lady, Carlota Ciganda. The Spaniard entering the week as the defending champion, and she loves playing in her home country, trying to become the first player to put her name on the Spanish Open trophy for a third time. A chilly start, but as the sun rose, it was a rather nice 18 degrees with a gentle breeze. It's been a year of great shots on the LET, and Anchiza Utama added her name to the list. All the more impressive considering the Thai was battling to keep her full playing status. In for an eagle too at the 18th, the undoubted highlight of a level par 72. Mimi Rhodes had a day to remember in her quest to add the Order of Merit to the Rookie of the Year title that she clinched in China. To do that, she has to finish a minimum of top 3 and above Shannon, and all going rather well early on. 3 under at the turn, that at the 6th, one of 4 birdies on her front 9, and then came the 12th. By the green in 2, but then it went wrong in some style. A fluff chip, then on the green, before this put her back where she started. In the end, a gut-wrenching 9 on the card, but credit to the English player who responded well to shoot what was, in the circumstances, an impressive round of 71. Shannon was also delivering the drama, 4 bogeys and 4 birdies on a front 9 for a player usually so proud of her boring golf. Tam would start day 2, the same as rival Rhodes, 1 under. The pre-tournament favourite got off to a more solid start. Carlota Ciganda 2 under approaching the 18th, before this shot would ensure she would end the day with a birdie.
Oh yeah, she's back.
Ciganda left for once in the shade by this from another former Spanish Open champion, Aditi Ashok, the Indian Olympian, with a golden touch at the 10th. On her way to a round of 69. Darcy Harry has had a fair share of eye-catching moments this year, and she produced another on the first day. The rookie adding the flag at the 10th to her Christmas card list, the shot getting the help it deserved. The Hulencourt Women's Open champion, another 3 under par. Luna Sobron Galmez entered the day as the leading Spaniard, bogey-free and firing at the flags. Some 5 birdies on the card for a player still chasing her first win. She ended the first day just 1 off the lead. There was a tie at the top, Trichat Cheenglab and Smile Sonobu both at 6 under. Chinglab has found some form at the back end of the season, finishing second last time out in China. The putter continued to deliver here in Spain, as it did for Sonobu. The Dane has had a much better 2025 after some form and confidence issues last season. The talent never in doubt for the former Irish Women's Open champion, a birdie at her last hole for a bogey-free 66. Good starts too from Spanish-based Frenchwoman Céline Erban, while Leonie Harm's good form continued with an opening day 68. She was one of 5 players at 4 under. A repeat of the weather on day 2, as close to perfection as it comes in late November. All the more frustrating then for Carlota Ciganda, a day when it just never quite happened. This summing it up out of the bunker. She began the day where she started 3 under. The defending champion would need a big weekend. It left her 2 behind another 2-time winner of the Spanish Open, Azahara Munoz. The Spaniard started in style, 4 birdies in her opening 5 holes before a double bogey at 9 slowed things. Nevertheless, a 69 and 5 under overall. It remained advantage Shannon Tan in the Order of Merit race, albeit just about. A much better day from Singapore's finest, 7 birdies and just a couple of bogeys, 6 under overall, and in a tie for 5th, alongside who else but Mimi Rhodes. The best 2 players all year in the same group yet again, and yet again matching each other's score. This a birdie the last from the 3-time winner for her 67. Game on for the weekend. Celine Erban kept up her challenge. The Frenchwoman knows what it takes to win in Spanish conditions, claiming victory in Sotogrande back in 2019.
Very well done.
She was in a tie for 3rd. Starting at the 10th, Nastasia Nadaud went out in just 30 before adding 3 more birdies at 2, 3 and 4. A couple of bogeys did bring her down to earth, but a 65 to shoot the Frenchwoman up to 3rd and 7 under. Alessandra Fanali had 2 eagles on her card, little doubt which was the best one. This at the par 5 10th. 2 bounces and in it popped. A real beauty, 66 and solo 2nd. But out ahead by miles was Trichat Chinglab. 5 birdies on the front 9, another at 12 before she knocked this one in at 16. And the tie wasn't done yet. Starting the day in a share of the lead, Chinglab was stretching away. Another birdie followed at 17, and then she capped it off with this at 18. A 63, not a single bogey on the card to date, 15 under par, a class apart. The hug more than well deserved from caddy boyfriend Cantopon. So a dominant lead for Chinglab, who was powering away, and for good reason, the tie deciding to have dinner for breakfast.
For Thai, we have rice every meal, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And after dinner also we have rice sometimes. Yeah, that's my secret, like have katsu curry in the morning.
The weather set to Groundhog Day status on moving day, where Carlota Ciganda finally found some birdies. 4 on the front 9, but the back 9 proved to be a frustrating one. Level par on the way home, as like here at 17, she couldn't make the most of some good birdie chances. Ciganda 7 under. Mimi Rhodes also started well on her opening 9 before adding another here at 11 after a brilliantly judged approach. At the time she was running in 3rd spot, but once again she came undone at 12 and then bogeyed again at 13. A round of 70, not quite what she was after. Yet, in a mirror of the opening 2 days, Tan followed suit. She also birdied the 11th before bogeying 12 and the 17th. Like Rhodes, it would be a 70, and like Rhodes 8 under overall, the battle for the rankings would head to the final day. There are few better putters in the game than Aditi Ashok. This a monster at 17 from the Indian in a 69. 8 under and in a tie for 6th. Kirsten Rudgley has family living in Spain. Iberia like a second home for the Australian. Comfortable then both on and off the fairways. This a stunner at the 14th. It just got better and better.
Oh, that is brilliant. It's going to have a chance, you know.
68, Rudgley 9 under. Talking of spectacular recovery shots, this from Nastasia Nadaud at 15 is one for the career highlight reel. Magnifique from the Frenchwoman.
Oh, it's outrageous by Nadaud.
Certainly was. 10 under, alone in 3rd. Perrine Delacour went on the charge, a winner earlier in the season in South Africa. The Frenchwoman is ending the year in good 4th. coming here after a 13th place finish in China, and it showed a 66, the best round of the day, and 12 under overall. Yet out ahead, like she has been all week, was Trichat Chinglab. This one of 2 birdies on her front 9 before some mistakes crept into her game after the turn. A level par 72, enough to put her 15 under overall, but her 7-shot lead was down to 3. The chasing pack then getting a little closer, while all still to play for in the Order of Merit race. Chinglab the one to catch, even though she wasn't impressed with her performance.
I would say, sorry for the Thai fan who watching me, quite boring game today, but tomorrow I will work very hard to get my second win.
I would say it's probably a coincidence that we shot the same scores 3 days in a row. But I think for me, I've just gone into this event like how I've gone into every other event. I still want to try and do my best, and that's all I can do, really, just control what I can control, do my best, and I'll be happy enough with myself if I've done that.
Stay with us to see if Chinglab could wrap up a wire-to-wire win, and if it would be Tan or Rhodes clinching the Order of Merit. A special Sunday awaits. Hello and welcome back to Spain and the final round of the final event of the season, the Andalucía Costa del Sol Open de España, presented by Oysho at Real Guadalhorce Club de Golf, where Trichat Chinglab holds the advantage, the tie leading from the first day. But there's another story in play. Shannon Tan with her nose ahead in the Order of Merit race, but Mimi Rhodes still very much in it with 18 holes to go. Here's how it stands then. Chinglab 3 clear, but the chasing pack closed the gap on Saturday. The tie would need to be at her best to keep them at bay. Let's catch up with the early action. Rain and overcast skies for the final round. And after 2 early birdies, things were starting to become a little gloomy for Shannon Tan. This would lead to a bogey at the 4th. And then at 6, a horror 3-putt, another bogey on the card, and back to level for the day. While Mimi Rhodes was going along very nicely. 2 birdies already on the card when she came to the par 5 7th. No eagle, but a 3rd birdie of the front 9. Realistically, she had to finish solo 2nd. Right now, very much a possibility. Things though unravelling in dramatic fashion for the overnight leader Chinglab. 3 drop shots on her first 3 holes and more would follow. Out in 39, her chances seemingly gone. That was because of the exploits of Nastasia Nadaud. She and Delacour make it a French 1-2 as we head into the final back 9 of the season. I'm Richard Kaufman, former Spanish Open runner-up Sophie Walker alongside me. And Sophie, still a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. Nadaud making up 8 shots on the front 9 on our leader Chinglab. Here's Shannon Tan, her wedge shot into 11. It's slightly downwind, but a front pin is very accessible.
Well, that's more like it. She made that perfect start, hadn't she, with those 2 birdies the first 2 holes. Not what we expected.
No, it's not. But like Chinglab, she's struggling with her putting. She's had 7 or 8 3-putts coming into this round alone. That's nerve-wracking.
Just off the green in 2, but it's not totally straightforward for Nadaud.
It isn't, but a 5-wood to hit, 2 big hits, opting for the putter over the brow of the hill. And that was a good decision. If she'd have chipped it, it had landed on the downslope. That for birdie.
Yeah, it's been all par since those 3 birdies and an eagle in the first 5 holes. Tan trying to get this round back on track.
Doesn't need to worry about the pace, all downhill. And into the heart of the hole, a welcome birdie for Shannon Tan.
Yeah, and she comes into the week with that cushion of just about 220 points in the rankings, which is why Rhodes basically has to finish top 2 in this final event.
Well, Delacour has left herself a difficult birdie putt up over a rise, breaking from right to left, with Nadaud in tight. Oh, that one could have gone for Delacour. She said how she needed to take advantage of the par 5s heading into today, not to be there on the 10th. One more to come on the 12th.
Another of the stories is the battle for the top 70 to get your full playing rights. Olivia Cowan, what a move. She was 2 over par after 26 holes of this tournament. Now she's 10 under, in the top 10 and on target.
Well, she's just birdied 11, got that on 14 for birdie. Par for Delacour. 2 times Ladies European Tour winner in the final group, wanting to put some pressure on Nadaud.
Yeah, this is for another for Cowan, this to get 5 under for the day. And as it stands, projected to finish 62nd on the order of merit.
This is turning into a fabulous weekend for Olivia.
Well, she birdied 9. Is to make sure of the 5 at 10. Well, we didn't see this, did we, the first 2.5 days?
No, we saw her miss a short putt on 17 yesterday. That shape and that length, and things look wobbly. Remember, she was 15 under par through 36 holes, 7 clear, faultless. But there's been plenty of faults on Saturday and Sunday.
To the par 5 12th, Verbricht, who shot the equal best round of the day on Saturday, 66.
Playing alongside Mimi Rhodes and is outshining her, currently 4 under for the day.
Well, she has made so many birdies this week. Surely another here at 10. Trying to keep count. I make that 22, I think. 3 eagles as well for good measure too. One of those today at 4. This is the hole, Sophie.
It is. She's had a 9 and a 6 on the scorecard on 12. But this left pin, this is a good one to go after.
She's played beautifully today, hasn't she?
She has. She's had birdie putts on every single one of the holes that we've watched her. Originally crowned WPGA Tour Player of the Year in Australia earlier this week, carrying on her form here. That one just skirting past the hole on 11.
Yeah, another who got off to a fast start, birdied 4 of her first 7 holes, so getting herself onto the fringes of contention. It's one of those days though where they need to start dropping regularly now on this back 9 for Rhodes.
And she gets her own back on the 12th, her nemesis with a birdie. This could help kickstart a charge.
She's certainly getting closer to that top 2. Verbricht to join her with a 4.
Oh, unreal. 5 under par now and 16 putts in her opening 12 holes.
That'll help. 10 years the senior of Nadaud. 10th as it stands on the order of merit, though she's already qualified for Q School after her LPGA Tour finish this year. Trying to come off the slope a little bit here.
Downwind this 11th hole. It is a difficult driving hole. Nadaud only hit 54% of fairways in regulation in the first 3 days. Hasn't missed one today. Lob wedge. Front pin. And she will get a read there. Excellent shot.
There's no doubt she's an elite ball striker, twice a runner-up this year, still looking for that breakthrough win. Now, attack mode surely for Rhodes.
She's grabbed herself a 6-iron, trying to cut one into a pin which is guarded by water into the wind. Oh, it's brilliant. Rhodes is rallying.
3 wins in 4 starts first half of the season. Overtaken by Tan at the top. Can she nick it here on this back 9? Delacour to try and close the gap, at least for now, to 1 shot.
As I said, she's going to give Nadaud a read, so she'll feel this one has to drop dead straight, and it does. Gets herself to 15 under par.
Well, the French are going so well. Delacour, yeah, didn't do that to Robbie. You're on the bag, isn't he? Yeah, the French won 2, plus of course Camille Chevalier going well in her bid to make the top 70.
Now this for bogey for Shannon Tan. Snap hook off the tee, out of bounds for a player that is #1 in fairways in regulation on tour.
Yeah, 7. Now she has to hope Rhodes doesn't finish in that top 2. Back to 7 under par. She goes. It's now out of her hands. Well, there's confirmation of how things stand. The lead down to 1. 2 more shots to Rudgley.
And follows her in. Stays 2 clear. That is significant from Nastasia.
What a final round this is turning out to be. 7 under par through the first 11 holes. Nastasia Nadaud started the day 5 shots off the lead. Now she's the one to catch as the LET season reaches its climax in southern Spain. Welcome back to the final round of the Andalucía Costa del Sol Open de España, the last day of the LET season, where Nastasia Nadaud has taken over at the top, and the battle to win the rankings is going to the wire.
Here's Kirsten Rudgley, 3rd into 12, one of the best with her wedges and showing it there.
Big putt coming up for Rhodes, just to get her closer.
She thought she had it. There's only been 5 birdies here on 13 today. So close for Mimi.
Yeah, that really could have got her within touching distance of her target of 2nd place. Just a par. Smart card though. Doing everything she can.
Well, she needs help from the Australian. Doesn't want her pulling to 14 under. This one, left edge. Oh, timid in pace.
Yeah, disappointing. Been a tough last few months really. Had first of all a little bit of an injury, then some illness, but ending the year strong. No Spanish challenger for once, bit of a surprise, Ciganda here.
Very much so. World number 35, best in the field. It's level par for a round.
Yeah, the world number 3 amateur, Andrea Revelta, the best placed Spaniard right now. Ciganda, I think that's an ironic wave there. Back to -7.
I mentioned how good Naz has been hitting her driver. Over 300 yards down the 12th. Leaves herself 185 yards to the flag. This is a hybrid, back into the wind. Taking apart these par 5s, isn't she?
Yeah, making the most of her ball striking. LET player Michelle Thompson has been on the bag the last few months.
This 14th hole also into the wind, but you want to be long of the flag with your approach.
Well, you can understand her being aggressive given the situation, but now got to hold the one back.
Similar putt to what she left herself on 10. Now it's going to move from right to left over some slopes.
No birdie for Delacour, and that has raced past. Remember, Nadaud has got a similar putt for eagle.
Rhodes is running out of holes. It's an all or nothing mentality. And it's a drop shot for the Burnham Berra member.
Yeah, first bogey of the day, an inopportune moment for Rhodes. Back to 11 under, now 4 shots adrift of 2nd place.
for her 4th eagle of the week. Oh, but it's the easiest of birdies, just like on 10.
Another one going really well today is Kelsey Bennett. Started the day in a share of 20th place. She's right now in the top 5 at 12 under. First mistake of the day. One of those that, you know, didn't have to come here this week.
She came 5th in India and looking to make the long journey from New South Wales worth it.
Nadaud surely going to make birdie. Delacour can't really afford to miss this. Got it. Stays 15 under.
But she's only 1 under for these par 5s today.
And the simplest of 4s for Nadaud. 3 clear, 18 under par, 8 under for the round, 3 in a row.
On these to pitch this one long of the flag and then bring it back towards it with a wedge. Firm fairways, soft greens, that is why we're seeing such excellent scoring.
Ciganda winning this last year at 18 under par, same course. There's Michelle Thompson, who's played her role, hasn't she, on the bag for Nastasia?
They've had 5 events now, 3 top 10s. This is that 5th event. 7-iron, needs to get all of this back into the wind. And didn't, that's short right and wet. Well, she's 5 under for the par 5s, cruising, and then goes and makes that mistake.
Problems for the leader. Bennett, final hole. Needs to hurry. Okay. It's going to be a 6th top 10 of the season. It's going to be a 66. Worth the trip.
Sure is. 25-year-old equals her best round of the year. She will head back to Sydney.
Well, Nadaud, as we mentioned in the water, got to drop here.
Looking down the left-hand side, an area of the game that she's worked hard on. Boy, has it helped here on Sunday. This could be a very good bogey. It's not often you say that.
Yeah, real case of damage limitation there. Rudgley maybe can put some pressure on. Won't be aware of that Nadaud drop.
Birdied this hole yesterday. And a good leave below the flag there.
Just being careful not to tread in her playing partner's line. Back to 15 under, first bogey of the day. But her 10th bogey of the week. She's had a triple as well. But incredibly, with all that, she's still leading. But it's been a wonderful season, isn't it? Irrespective of what happens over these closing holes for Rhodes, the Rookie of the Year.
Well, 3 wins. And playing in major championships. This is a chance to gain, isn't it? Oh, pulled it.
It's just been a little quiet for Delacour now, but she's right there. As is Rudgley.
Outside right, firm. Just making moves. She sneaks up the leaderboard. 6 pars in a row. Oh, she makes that birdie.
Oh, I don't believe that. That is costly for Delacour. And that's helping Nastasia Nadaud as well.
She falls back into a tied for 2nd and still a long way past the hole.
Yeah, it's going to match Nadaud here with a bogey. just when she looked like she could make some inroads.
Well, if Nadaud's was a great bogey, that was a dreadful one from Delacour. Now 3 back.
Well, things becoming a little clearer in both the bid to win the Order of Merit and the Spanish Open. With regard to the latter, Nadaud 3 clear with 5 to play. Hello and welcome back to Spain at Real Guadalhorce in Malaga, where Mimi Rhodes' faint Order of Merit hopes all but ended at 16. This an excellent recovery shot, but she needed more than pars. After a mistake at 13, another from Delacour at 14. A fluff chip shot that would lead to a second successive bogey. Quite a finish from Camille Chevalier, the French woman finishing with the first top 10 of the year to grab her full playing rights the next season. Just not Shannon Tan's day with the putter, but despite this, it looked as if she was going to do enough to win the season-long title. Nadaud making a par at 14 to maintain her 3-shot advantage in her bid for an LET breakthrough. Rudgley now her closest challenger.
And it's not the easiest of finishes. 4 of the last 6 holes into the wind. Rudgley making the most of that short par 4 16th hole there.
Yeah, trying to close the gap to 2, and some work here for the leader.
Well, nearly hit it out of bounds down the right hand side. Flew a wedge to here. Landing it on the slope. Well, it's sensible. She didn't want to short side herself, but she's got that for par.
So this is a very interesting point of the bid to win this actual Spanish Open title. Final hole of the season though for a player who's won more than anyone else on the LET this season.
Oh, and that one down the right hand side. This 18th green surrounded by bunkers, and Mimi Rhodes' final full swing of the year misses the green.
Trying to get things back on track. There's no doubt there's been a couple of stumbles for Delacour in the last few holes.
Hoiked it way left of the tee, got lucky from 119 yards. This is where our ball finished. Hurry. We've seen so many players leave this putt short.
Start of the week 15th on the rankings. Now, an opportunity for Rudgley to close that gap.
Inside left. Oh, it's gone the other way.
Well, that could be costly in terms of trying to win this title.
And it could be a let-off for Nadaud if this one goes in. Needs to hit it firm. A huge par save. We've spoken about the 24 birdies, the 3 eagles, but that par will bring a smile to your face. It'll be stressful trying to win your first tournament.
Yeah, massive that, avoiding a second bogey in 3 holes. Delacour looking to avoid 3 straight bogeys, no problem. Been some rookie year for Mimi Rhodes. Not quite the finish I think she envisaged, but she'll head off to LPGA school after she's done here.
This isn't the place to be on 17. I just don't know how you hit it close from the right-hand side of the green there.
To avoid a drop here at the end for Mimi Rhodes. And that's going to be a disappointing end to a fabulous season. Not that in for a bogey, a round of 70, but it basically means Shannon Tan will be coming up 18 very shortly to seal her position as the LET's #1. Rhodes has to settle for second place on the Order of Merit.
And she should be proud of herself as she took the fight to the very last round of the season.
Been a really fine round from Furbricht. A bogey finish, 68, 11 under par. She's been really strong at the end of this season. Top 25 in 6 of her last 8 starts, so a lot to build on for 2026 for the Norwegian.
An excellent weekend. I want the year to end. Delacour hit a whopping drive down this hole, over 300 yards, opened up a front right pin. Nastasia Nadaud is in trouble. That's her golf ball that we can see not on the green in 2.
But that makes life a little easier for Nadaud, whatever she's up to. A little further behind on the course. Rudgley drops a shot. Here is the leader.
Hit 3 wood off the tee, left, had to hit a gap wedge over the trees. This one can easily get away from you. Well, he's going to have to rely on her putter once again, Nadaud.
Yeah, but Delacour taking some steps back now. Rudgley taking one back here.
Oh, that is just a lack of concentration by Rudgley.
Well, she had a double bogey at 18 yesterday to spoil her card, and now it's going to be a 4-putt here at 17 today to effectively end her chances of winning. It's going to be another near miss for the Australian.
Well, like you say, with Nadaud struggling, that has certainly helped her out. How to ruin your scorecard. A little bit shocked by the look of things.
Shannon Tan. Final pieces to put together in a glorious season.
That probably sums up this week. Hit a brilliant 8-iron from 143 yards and has left herself one of those 3-footers for par.
This could put some real pressure on Nadaud. Never threatened.
It's been the story of this back 9, really. Has had a couple of chances to gain on Nadaud, put some stress, some pressure on the 21-year-old, and hasn't made the most of the young French player's errors. She's made her own.
Given what she's achieved over the last 10 months, you don't want to end the year with a bogey.
Oh, fairway green, 2-putt. Shannon Tan, a little bit of boring golf to finish the year.
More history from Shannon Tan, the first player from Singapore to be crowned the LET Order of Merit champion, and a lovely hug there from her caddy Simon Corrie. Great partnership they've been.
So it's had a fabulous end to the year. Missed 3 out of her last 4 greens, Nadaud.
So back to 16 under par, but still 3 ahead after what happened to Rudgley.
Missed the fairway left, looking to curl this one round the palm trees from right to left.
feeling a little shell-shocked by what happened on the previous hole. Another tough putt on this green, this time for Delacour.
I believe the wind has caught these players out coming in, this northwesterly, back into their face. The 7-iron came up short and the putt needs to get down. They're over 12.5 on the stimp meter, these greens, and there's some slopes that are protecting the 17th back pin.
Well, there is the honorary member here at Real Guadalhorce, the course redesigner there, Miguel Angel Jimenez.
Nadaud also hit 7-iron, and you can see just carried the water. Slightly flatter putt, but still right to left.
Yeah, great putt. Yeah.
Oh, it certainly was. That's all she needs.
Getting closer. Here's one of the players who looked like she might threaten to catch her.
Well, she came 4th here in 2023, the Australian. Certainly likes finishing up in Spain. Left edge. Oh, and she missed a short putt on 13, the par 3. And it's slightly unravelled after that, these last 6 holes.
Yeah, back to 12 under par now for Delacour, albeit she just needs to pop this in, no problem. Still heading for a good finish, as has Rudgley, who also had her problems there at 17. Found a 69 from the Australian, so she's in the house at 12 under. Actually back in action next week in Australia, Kirsten Rudgley, so the year not over for her, even if the LET season is.
Nadaud is going to Alabama with a trophy in her hand. You would expect a good 2-putt there.
A 4-shot lead to take down the last. Her 21st birthday last Sunday, that would be some present, and great to see that camaraderie from the top 2 players on tour this season.
They just couldn't shake each other off. A birdie will make her finish 2nd, which could push Lauren Walsh outside the top 10 for Q Series entry. Looking to draw it and has pushed it into the front bunker.
Yeah, she's been in that 10th position on the standings as it stands all day long, hasn't she, Delacour? Nadaud, well, she's just been firing at flags.
108 yards, wedge. Dialed in.
3rd year on tour, she's been getting it better year by year. She performed so well in Evian, where she is a member. Played the 3rd round, outshot Nelly Corder and Minjee Lee. We've known about her talent for a while.
Well, needs to make that. Well, she's 4 over par for her last 6 holes.
Yeah, stumbling towards the end, which has helped Nadaud, who's had those 2 runner-up finishes this year at the Hudden Court Women's Open, to Darcy Harry, to Anna Huang at La Sella Open, where she was very much in with a chance of winning.
It's a difficult read from beyond the cup.
That is a bogey finish for a 73, drops her back into a tie for 3rd, and as you hinted at there, Sophie, that has really helped Lauren Walsh out. She will now be heading to Alabama, the Irish woman, for Q School. No 25th birdie of the week, but it doesn't really matter, does it? A last day 66. What a way to end the season for Nastasia Nadaud, the Spanish Open champion of 2025.
Her aggressive play did not let up today. 5 under through the first 5 holes meant that she took the lead and managed her game down the stretch. great partnership, herself and Michelle Thompson, for her first Ladies European Tour win.
What a four-shot victory for Nastasia Nadaud. Olivia Cowan in a tie for third, and the long-time leader this week, Trichat Cheenglab, just about finishing inside the top 10. 19-year-old Andrea Revuelta, the leading Spaniard, and the winner of the Celia Barquin Award for the second year in a row as the top Spanish amateur. It was, in truth, only a matter of time until Nastasia Nadaud entered the winner's circle, the French woman, the last champion of 2025.
I don't really know how to say. It's been really intense all week. Really happy with the outcome. Obviously, it's been a roller coaster week, but yeah, it's insane. Really, I don't have the words for now.
Well, what a tight race to win the rankings. In the end, Tan squeezed home by less than 200 points over Mimi Rhodes. Nadaud's win moves her up to third. Congratulations to Shannon Tan, the history maker from Singapore. Tan, the 2025 Order of Merit champion. Mimi Rhodes so close to 2 titles, but a sign of just how high the quality was this year. Collectively, 8 wins from the rookies. A former Order of Merit champion ends the year as the best player in the Rolex World Rankings, Gino Titican, ending her year on a high. Well, thanks for watching as another year draws to a close on the Ladies European Tour. Until next time, stay in touch at ladieseuropeantour.com. From all of us, bye-bye for now.